This week we will be talking about human genetics. Human genetics starts at the molecular level, down here where we have DNA, and it has this ladder-type shape. DNA stores genetic information. A gene is classified as a segment of that DNA, and long strands of DNA are formed into chromosomes, where genetic material is organized. Chromosomes are paired into matching sets, and we inherit one from one parent and one from the other parent. These are called alleles, and they can be dominant, as expressed in a capital letter, or recessive, shown in lowercase. There only needs to be one dominant in the pair for that characteristic to be expressed, whereas with recessive alleles, both alleles need to be recessive in order to be expressed. So this is one chromosome pair, and each person has 46 chromosomes, or 23 pairs in total. These can be viewed under a microscope. A visual representation of all 46 of a person's chromosomes is called a karyotype. Now we're moving away from the genotype section, which is the set of genes that each person carries, into the middle section, which is about phenotypes, and these are the physical expressions of the genotype. Some phenotypes, like eye color, are mostly determined by genes. As mentioned earlier, if a person inherits one dominant and one recessive gene relating to eye color, like in the chromosome example, then the dominant gene will be expressed. In this case, the phenotype is blue eyes, even though in real life blue eyes are a recessive gene, but anyway, for the purpose of this illustration, the dominant gene is blue. Other phenotypes like height have both a nature and nurture component, nature being the inherent traits or genetics, and nurture being environmental factors, both of which influence an individual's characteristics. The nature component refers to heritability, which is the extent to which a particular characteristic can be explained by genetics. Height, for example, has about 80% heritability. And then there is nurture or environmental factors, which is where epigenetics comes in. Epigenetics is the study of how certain environmental factors, like for example diet or stress, can impact how our genes are expressed by what is known as an epigenetic switch. This switch doesn't change the underlying DNA, but it can change how it is read and expressed, ultimately influencing the overall phenotype. When studying genetics, we can adopt a bottom-up approach, where we start down here, and it involves studying the characteristics of people who we know have the same section of genetic makeup to learn about the functions and expression of those genes. Or we can use the top-down approach, where we look at clusters of observable behavior first and see if we can link them to a particular gene or set of genes.